Live from the Echo Hotel Expo Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. It's Entertainment Law with RMD. Tonight, creator of the acclaimed musicals Saro and Waka, Bolanle Austin Peters. International law guru Stephen Campbell. Nollywood film producer Mildred Okwo. Music mogul Obi Asika. Comedy maestro Abovi Udoma, aka Bovi, and several other distinguished guests, plus music from Johnny Prest and the Starlit Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Richard Moffett Damijo.
Not bad, huh? Not bad. Let us just want to have fun. Not bad at all. How you all doing?
Doing fine.
Okay, tonight we are flipping the game a little bit, okay? And please, let me tell all the lawyers here, we have guests amongst us. So loosen up a bit and behave. All right? No legalese for some time, okay? All right. Welcome to Entertainment Law with RMD, courtesy of SBL. Put your hands together for that. Okay. We are supposed to be recording this, so, you know, everything that you record is deliberate. So sometimes we might tell you to pause, rewind, or anything that we feel like doing. But tonight, we want to look at entertainment law in a more relaxed avenue, in a more relaxed manner, with a few people that really do traverse the law, both as performers, as advisors, or as in-house counsel, and as legal practitioners. We have a fantastic lineup like you've seen, but it's not everybody that you saw, everybody's name that you saw up there that is here. We have a lot more people here. So just to go ahead and invite my first guests for tonight. If you're not too busy, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Ikechukwu Obiaya and Mr. Osere Alakume on stage. Okay, as they make their way, please, my band, watch, all right? Make sure you herald every of my guests one time, all right? Welcome. Please. Okay, so my first guest, I'll be firing away first with Mr. Osere Alakume. My question is, you have provided high-level business advisory services to a wide range of players in the entertainment industry. Give a sectorial perspective to the development of a vibrant and robust industry in Nigeria. And also, if there are lessons to be learned from your experiences of where else you have worked. And you have 4 minutes.
Can I have a minute?
Okay, please do.
Thank you, RMD. Thank you very much, everyone, and thanks for this opportunity. I think we have quite a wide industry, and every time people talk about the entertainment industry, everybody seems to think of movies only. But we do have filmed entertainment, we have music, we have the internet, online, we have skits, comedy, and I think there's quite a lot that has happened in that industry and quite a fair bit that we need to do. So I think I'll probably focus more on some of the things that I have seen and that I feel will be very relevant to us in what we do. Both from an operational perspective as a service provider, of which lawyers are service providers too. So, and I think the first bit that I'd like to tell you is everybody talks about technology as a disruptor. What I've seen is that technology has been an enabler. It hasn't changed what needs to be done. It's just changed the way that we've done things. And I think the first thing that we needed to do was embrace technology in both the platforms that is used for distributing the content, in the way that we do things, and how to make it work better. Another way that we've seen technology work has been around how we even produce both movies, songs, and all those dimensions of it. The other thing that we've seen that has changed a lot and has helped in some of the other markets has been around data and statistics. So one of the, it's been a big Achilles heel for our industry here. I've had the benefit of meeting with a number of potential investors, and the first thing they always ask after, where is the data? What statistics do we have? I think as an industry, one of the things we need to do is consciously set up hubs where we gather all our data that we can use in being able to sell the wonderful things that we do here.
So tell them, can you hear him? Can you hear him fairly? Okay. So where do we find this data?
I think the easiest way would actually start from the various associations that exist within the broader entertainment industry. I think we also need to expand the net to bring in what you might call the informal sector. And the informal in this context are the little startups who just want to do what artists do, which is create a wonderful product. I think we need to set up hubs, and those hubs we need to fund as an industry where they're almost like venture capital for young upstarts. Those ones would come in with their products, we listen to them. We also then need to, as an industry, agree to send in data into those hubs so we can actually pull together all the data around what we do.
One of the things that we want to take away from this show is for lawyers to be able to participate in the entertainment industry, for as many that want to do so, find the revenue streams and all of that. Prof, can I call you Prof or just Doctor? Okay. You have done extensive research in Nollywood. So tell me, what are the factors militating against the enhancement of the structure of the industry and the growth and the quality of the product that is delivered in Nollywood?
Well, the first thing I would say really is if you look at the country as a whole, it's amazing what's going on. Because although you've asked me about the film industry, I would say that the creative industries as a whole is exploding. Okay, and it is actually from this that we can draw out one of the factors that needs to be dealt with. In the first place, education.
When you say exploding, is it in terms of just outputting or in all its ramification? There's revenue to be seen in this explosion.
Oh, yes.
Is it everything or just in terms of the numbers of things that are happening, music, films?
In terms of the numbers of people going into these fields, in terms of the revenue, which I think most of it is not captured. We tend to focus only on music and film, for instance, but there's also art. What is going on in the world of art? There's also fashion. All of these are areas in the creative industries, that are truly booming. And you see that there's quite a lot of revenue in this. Most of it, like I said, is not captured. Okay, because one, the structures are missing. Many people go into these fields and, well, they do need some guidance, they do need some training. And part of the problem, as we can see in the film industry, for instance, is a lack of a legal structure in various aspects. So that you will find out that people are going into this field, but many of them do not have the guidance of, okay, a firm contract to be sure that they are getting the most of what they should get. You will find also that people tend to lose out a lot because they do not always know the best way to make the most of what they have. You also see that in terms of the legal structure to protect their work, we're talking now of copyright. Many of them also lose out on this aspect. So that these are some of the problems you find in the aspect of structure. Similarly, since we're talking about the film industry specifically, the problems with distribution, the problems that you have also with ensuring that, well, pirates are dealt with, so that they really get all that they should be, that is meant to come to them. But then, like I said earlier, the problem of putting in the structure in terms of personnel. For instance, there's
Sorry, Prof, let me cut you there. Who sets up the structure? Who? Because sometimes we tend to just reel off the problems that there are no structures. Who sets up the structure? If there are no legal structures within the entertainment industry, for instance, who sets up the legal structure? How do lawyers get into the entire frame and set up legal structures? What is the entry point for lawyers? Is there like a barricade against lawyers, or lawyers don't want to, because it is not a traditional setting for lawyers, they don't go into it?
I think the problem, if you look, because most of what we have in the creative industries are in the informal sector. And those in the formal sector, which is where I would place lawyers, which is where I would place the bankers, are a little bit afraid of what you can say is the unknown. What you can say does not fit into their own structures. So they are a little bit afraid of entering into that territory, but there are no barriers. There are no barriers whatsoever, okay? Because the industry is such that, well, you do not have any gatekeeper keeping anybody out. So who sets up the structures? I would say that we do need a lot of advocacy. We need people who will take up the cause of many of those in the industry to guide them, so that the business of putting up the structures is a combined effort of those, the practitioners in the industry, and the experts, the legal experts on the one hand, the financial experts on the other hand, who are willing to go in there and get their hands dirty. The initial work is tough, certainly, but then somebody has to pioneer all of that effort. And I think that anybody who is able to work towards putting in that structure now will reap the benefits a few years down the line.
There seems to me that there is a disconnect between the explosion in the creative industry and corporate Nigeria, or the formal sector, which is to say banking, law, and all of that. How, from your experience with working in other places, how do you bridge, or how do you bridge this gap between the entertainment, the explosion in the entertainment industry, and of course this formal sector that needs to come in and structure it so that we can see the defined revenue lines and all of this?
I think the first thing that we need to do, and this is the challenge to all the lawyers out there, saying, if I was looking for an entertainment lawyer today, I wouldn't know where to go and look.
Hello?
And I think the first thing that we need to do is set up a platform using technology that advertises every entertainment lawyer that exists. Then,
who creates that platform?
It can be the Nigerian Bar Association. It can be this forum.
It could be the SBL.
It could be this. It could be the SBL. The other thing that then happens is that the players in the industry then need to tell anybody coming in that you need to get yourself a lawyer. And the signing all the legalese starts right from the beginning. Once you've got a product, then you've got to protect your rights over that product, right from when you think of even creating it.
Okay, you have anything you want to add to that?
Yes, I would like to say that, well, just to cast our minds back, there used to be what was run at some point, waiting lawyers they do. So you see that some people began this process.
You have to add, waiting lawyers they do serve.
Waiting lawyers they do serve, okay? And then you see that was a platform which was being used to educate people about what those in the media industry, about what the lawyers could do for them. So that's in response to your question of who starts the process. Well, first of all, the people need to learn about the benefits of what they can get by working with lawyers, what lawyers can do for them, and how much their lot will improve. So it's...
What about lawyers themselves? Don't lawyers themselves need to immerse themselves into the entertainment industry to understand what it is that their clients are doing?
That they do also need to learn what goes on there, what it's all about. What it's all about. It is important, yes.
All right, thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll go on a commercial break. And then when we come back, I'll have a new guest. And don't forget, at some point, we will be coming to the audience to take all your questions as they may apply to all the things that we'll be talking about. We'll go for a commercial break, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you very much.